when you are triggered by something, because every single one of us are triggered by something, which is something that's in our body from the past. That's what a trigger is. So your nervous, it acts so quickly. Your nervous system acts like within a second. You feel it in your body first. I do still get that. You're not enough, you're not enough. And it's like, okay, recognizing that. Awareness, okay, that's showing up. Why is that showing up? When you break it, like, is that my voice or something or somebody else's from the past? When you question that, you're like, that's not my voice.
Oh my gosh, that's so interesting. That's giving me more.
And it's just sitting with that, like sitting with the void, like whose voice is that? If it's your own, right, why is it my own? What have I interpreted about that, about me? Own who you are. It is so safe to be who you are, and we're not fixing anything. You don't need to be fixed. You just need to come back to the remembering. And it doesn't matter what your quirks are, it doesn't matter who you are, what you believe in. That is you, and it's so safe to be you.
Because skin isn't just skin. It's your story, and I'm here for it. I'm Kelly Sainer. Are you ready for some Barefaced Chat? So this is the wonderful Laura, for those of you that haven't met her. We've become closer, I feel, even from the retreat. Yeah. We were close then, we knew there was a connection, but coming up and doing the vision board and just getting to that extra bits of personality to understand each other was just even more like bonding for us. Yeah. But let me just tell the rest of the world and anybody that's listening who you are. Because you're just magical. And this episode feels really special because it feels like we've built to it. You know, we talked about it for a while and like Caroline came on and, you know, the retreat was a really safe space for us. And, you know, I think you've done so much work and you've doubted yourself. And I think that bit of vulnerability that you've had has been really endearing and warming. For everybody out there that doesn't know how we met on Caroline's waterfall retreat, and again, like the place where we feel like we found our people. It was unbelievable, profound, and Laura stood out as one of my people.
Oh, thank you.
100%.
Thank you.
From the moment we met, like we had like a fairly unspoken vibe.
Yeah.
I feel we didn't need to constantly chat, but when we did, it was like,
we just knew. I think it was the energy, wasn't it?
It was
just
the energy.
Like, okay, I know this is my person.
100%.
And I think we had that moment, didn't we, when we done around the fire.
Yes.
And it just happened that we stood next to each other
in that
time. And it was just like,
that
was the seal, wasn't it? It's like getting rid of some of that stuff. And it was just so empowering, and just all of the things. Was it just,
I'd never done a retreat.
I've done retreats, but like little mini kind of little bit of yoga here and a little bit of, little things like that, but not a full retreat like that. It was my first time, and it was just, I didn't know what to expect.
I didn't.
Like, are people going to like me? Again, that's that kind of, what people don't like me, and I'm here for 4 days, and it's like, But it will forever be one of my most special moments of my life because it really cemented the work that I'd been doing on myself. Yeah. And it just, happened to be you that was next to me. And we just had that kind of, we were both crying, we were both releasing things. Yeah. And it was just like, okay, we've got this.
We've got this.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
And you've taken the words right out of my mouth because, you know, I think that's the big thing behind you. We've got this together and we felt it. And we know that now forever we've got each other in whatever way we need one another, when we need one another. And even though we're far away, it's like the best friendship because it doesn't matter whether you're next door or wherever.
Yeah.
She genuinely is one of the most emotionally intelligent, deeply feeling, powerful women that I've become to know. And we spent days laughing and being honest and sharing who we were. And then, of course, she came back up for the International Women's Day where I saw a whole new side of her because I hadn't heard that raw story from you.
Yeah.
And the job that you do is a trauma coach, a somatic trauma healing coach, which has allowed you to, and I want this to come out when we talk, it's allowed you to really identify who you are, how to heal yourself and how to heal others.
Yeah.
So you spoke completely out of your comfort zone, which I absolutely am so grateful for, but you blew the room away. And what people might not see when they first meet you is this strong, empowered version that you have become after being completely
trodden
over.
Yeah.
You spent decades not feeling good enough, carrying emotional weight, which so many of us recognise. And after obviously separating from obviously the father of your kids, something shifted for you, you know, but they also shifted for your children. And I really want you to tell your story as you, because I think you are one of life's greats.
Well, thank you.
Without realising it.
Yeah, I don't, you know, I do struggle with that, you know, and I'm getting better with that. Owning who I am, owning my story, and owning this is me, and that's okay. But you know, when you say strong, I was like, am I? It's just that kind of, I felt like I've had no choice. But there has been a choice. You know, when you look and you reflect, there has been a choice. I go here, this way, or I go this way.
I've just got goosebumps.
Oh.
We talked about that in the last podcast, and one of the like Kim said, you have no choice.
Yeah.
And I said, that's a choice.
Yeah. But that, exactly that, because you feel like I have no choice, but that is a choice.
Yeah.
Because you go down the road of, you know, I could have gone one or two ways. And, you know, when my relationship separated in 2024, do I sit and continue to feel sorry for myself and just about survive and get through each day and do with the children and just, or no, this needs to change. And that's the choice I made.
Yeah.
Like, this needs to change. I've got 2 children looking at me, watching me. I have to show them that hard things don't define you and you can still achieve. And I think my first step with that was, I don't believe there's no such thing as a coincidence.
Yeah.
So I was like, what can I do? I was like, I'm going to sign up for the London Marathon. Not going to get in because what's the chances of getting in on the ballot? Like 0. I'll sign my brother up as well because that'd be really fun, because if he gets in and I don't, that'd be hilarious. So he didn't get in, I did get in. And I was like, oh shit, I actually have to do this now.
I
was like, okay, that I signed up literally within a couple of weeks of the separation.
And that's ballsy, babe.
It was just like, what am I doing? But I done it. And I was like, okay, I can do this. I can really do this. And it was like, can I? Questioning myself, like, but you're not good enough. And, you know, all of these things were coming up, but you're not good enough to do that because you're not a runner. You're not an athlete. Who do you think you are? And anyway, that was my first turning point where I thought, no, do you know what? I can do it. But because I still had that voice, I was like, but that's not enough. What else can I do? And I know I said on the International Women's Day when we were doing the talk, I just was searching. I was like, I've been in therapy before, like talking therapy. And I was like, I need something. Like I felt like my whole life had crashed down, like end of a relationship. There's a new woman on the scene. There's my children. I had to move house. Everything that I felt like I'd built and this is my future was gone. And I was like, okay, I'm just going to put myself back in therapy and really see what I can do to help myself. And I came across like trauma therapy. I was like, I don't really know what that is. I mean, I know what trauma is. And I thought, I'm just going to give it, I just had this calling in my body that just pick up the phone. So I picked up the phone and I, phoned, done the sessions. I was like, okay, this is my thing.
Wow.
It was like, it wasn't really about the talking side of things. It was my body. How's my body reacting? Like, oh yeah, that's me. Really, really deep. And I've got, and I've said it out loud, and I wish I hadn't said it out loud because in my head it sounded much better. I was like, I'm a go deep or go home girl. And I'm like, oh,
I love that.
Go deep or go home, but it sounds a bit.
I love that. Vaguely sexual, but we love it.
When you voice it, go deep or go home, you're like, that sounded better in my head.
Go deep or go. I'm writing that one down. I love that. Yeah. Go deep or go home.
Yeah, but it was that moment that I thought, okay, this is my journey. I've found myself here for a reason.
Wow.
And I didn't know that reason at the time. And you have people around you with all good intentions saying this has happened for a reason. And you're like, what is that reason? I don't know. I can't make any sense of any of this. But now, like 2 years later, I'm like, I'm so, so grateful that has happened. Because without that, I wouldn't be who I am now.
Oh my God.
I wouldn't have the children that I've got now. And I'm so incredibly grateful for that. And genuinely like, thank you.
You can feel that from you.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
You can feel that gratefulness because it seems to exude in everything that you do. Like you're compassionate, you're empathetic. And I think we sometimes get vilified for that.
Yeah.
And you it's just testament, isn't it, to like the grit and determination that you've got. And the give less fucks, because we have to just give less fucks.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it's brought me to, because past me was very much people pleaser. I put myself in situations where really vulnerable situations because if I said no, that I didn't want to do that, then that makes me boring. It makes me not a good person, which hit my core wound of I'm not good enough. And now it's like, not in an arrogant way that I don't give a fuck, because I do still deeply care, and I genuinely do care about people. I care about things, but I no longer care what people think about me.
Yeah, and that's the difference, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think it's taken me the work that I do with my clients now, and the work that I've done on myself is really owning who I am.
Yeah,
like this is me, and my story hasn't defined me, because I could have gone down another path, but I haven't. I've chose to go, no, this is teaching me something. It's taught me so much about myself, about life.
Well, you've just put that into the next part of my introduction, which was what followed was a deep, brave, uncomfortable healing journey through trauma therapy, one that didn't change you, but it became your purpose. Yeah. You have said this.
Yeah.
And as a somatic trauma and nervous system coach, helping others feel safe, especially children, is just unbelievable, because like you say, it's part of the definition of you. One thing I've written here is you drove 4 hours to be here today, which says everything about the kind of woman that you are, because not everybody would do that. Yeah. So Laura, welcome to Barefaced Chat.
Oh, thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I'm so grateful to be here. Like, to be invited here is incredible. So thank you.
Oh God, thank you. It's just that energy is something that you can't train, make up, buy. It's so in you, and I think that you are just going to keep going.
And that is my plan, to just keep going. I am also, I'm human as well, so I do have moments where I'm like, do I keep going with this, or do I just, okay, this is my lot.
Yeah,
I know deep inside, and I've known it since I was probably about 6 years old. There's more to me. There's more to this life than settling for my lot. And when I have those moments, it's like, this too will pass.
That's really interesting, because I feel the same. I think it's always been there. When you feel like you meet people, you have an awakening, or you have these moments, right? Yeah. Don't you think it's always been there?
Yeah. And you don't know it at the time, do you? Of course, as a six-year-old, for example, of course you don't know that. But it's when you get older and you understand a bit more about life, and you go, it's always been there.
Yeah.
But I didn't know how to channel it or in the right ways and things like that. But it's definitely always been there.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, let's start at the beginning, because obviously you'd said that, you've not felt enough. Self-worth for me was huge.
Yeah.
I didn't have it.
Yeah.
I didn't know I didn't have it. I didn't really know what it was.
Yeah.
But that not enough.
Yeah.
Feeling whole. Let's just get into that a bit. So you said you felt decades. You spent decades not feeling enough. How do you feel enough today?
So, and I think it's through the work that I've done, feeling enough today. So it's about through the trauma system work and training my nervous system to hold more capacity for things.
Okay.
And not teaching myself, but through the work that I've done and the work that I do with clients, this is me. I am solid and grounded in who I am.
Yeah.
I do still get that. You're not enough, you're not enough. And it's like, okay, recognizing that awareness. Okay, that's showing up. Why is that showing up?
Does that make us humble though?
Yeah, I think so. And it
keeps us grounded.
Yeah. It keeps you like, okay, why is this showing up? Am I being too much of something? And I don't want to say too much, because I was told I was too much.
Oh, I've had that for years.
And
I get it.
And then that shuts you down a little bit, doesn't it? And it's like, too much of what?
But that's your overcompensation.
Yeah.
We now know.
Yeah.
But we didn't know it then. Even now, though, sometimes I'm a bit like, I'm being a bit too much. But I'm learning to kind of be like.
But that's the first thing, isn't learning, awareness of it. And I think that is the key part to it.
Yeah.
Is the awareness. Because I do still feel it. I do, part of me was everything had to be perfect. That perfectionism, if it's not perfect, then I'm not good enough.
Yeah, absolutely.
And actually, I am imperfectly perfect. Yeah. Like, I am not perfect. I'm a human, and I make mistakes, and I own my mistakes, take responsibility, put my hands up. I'm not ashamed to put my hands up. Whereas before I'd be like, just shrink and pretend that didn't happen and let it go away. I think once you start to own the shame that you felt, it's separate from you. So it's like, okay, I own that. So whatever anybody says about me or to me, I've already owned that. So That's over there.
Got you.
So it's just reminding yourself. So what I do still do it. And some days I have to do it a lot. Some days I'm like, okay, I've got it. But it's no, I'm good enough. Because actually, what does good enough mean? Because what does good enough mean for you as a personally?
Does it keep us thriving though? If having that, like the angel and the devil kind of thing.
Yeah.
So the shadow self.
Yeah.
Having that, does that keep our ego in check? Does that, if it's still a work in progress, you don't want to be a knob.
Yeah, exactly.
And you know, does that keep us from being knobby?
Yeah, because and I guess sometimes it is a bit like just checking in.
Yeah.
Okay, am I being a bit arrogant with this?
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know if arrogance is the right word.
Yeah.
Okay, no, actually. And then when you break it down, you'll generally find it's a bit of a fear. So, I don't want to put this on social media about what I do or about what people have said about me. But why?
Yeah.
It's not because I'm not good enough. It's more people think I'm a twat.
Yeah.
People think, am I allowed to swear on here?
Yeah, of course you are.
And actually,
that's what I think.
Yeah, and that's that fear though, isn't it? Fear of being seen.
I can't get over it though.
Yeah. So the fear of being seen. So it's like comes back to that core wound of who you are. I am safe to be seen.
Yeah.
Because for years we've felt not safe to be seen.
Yeah.
If we've been criticised for who do you think you are or why did you do it like that? What are you wearing? That's not good enough.
Yeah.
We go and we. So actually, when we try and show up on social media or something like that about our business, which we're really passionate about, it's like, well, who do I think I am?
Yes, true.
And you hear it and it's actually not your voice. When you break it, you're like, is that my voice or somebody else's from the past? When you question that, you're like, that's not my voice.
Oh my gosh, that's so interesting. That's giving me more.
And it's just sitting with that, like sitting with the void, like whose voice is that? If it's your own, right, why is it my own? What have I interpreted about that, about me? And then it's like, it will come down to that core wound again of not good enough.
Can you identify when, now you'll be getting more adept at it, can you identify when it isn't your voice?
Yes. And that's more so from an intuition point of view.
Okay.
And I've really taught myself to listen to that intuition because life, I think, is so busy. Like our nervous systems, I feel, have been hijacked. And I say it all the time because it's like, boom, 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 boom. You need to be doing a million things a day. Our nervous systems weren't designed for that. It was designed to just keep us alive. Do I need to run from that? Or do I need to fight that?
Yeah.
Now it's like you're on constant fight or flight, trying to drink enough water, pick the children up, work, earn enough money, be a good husband, wife. It's like, it's so much.
Yeah.
So teaching our nervous, like I've really had to do this and I really, really had to practice a lot.
Okay.
And that was sitting in the void because I would be like, I'll just scroll on my phone. Like I would be like, an hour would go by.
Yes,
because I didn't want to feel what was really there. So if I was it would take my mind off it. So I taught myself, I kind of taught myself because I had to really be dedicated to doing this. And I was just doing 5 minutes a day of just sitting and listening to my body.
I get lost in you, Laura. Like I forget what time of day. I swear to God, it was like that. I get lost in you.
Oh, thank you.
You make so much sense.
Hopefully.
You do. Keep going. I'm sorry. Break it up then.
No, that's
because
okay.
I was just like, I forgot I was on a podcast.
So and 5 minutes doesn't seem like a lot. And I would have to set a timer on my phone for 5 minutes because I'd get to a minute and be like, I feel really uncomfortable. I need to do something. I'm like, okay, you've got 4 minutes to go. You can do this. And then it's, as you teach your nervous system, that's when you can stretch that capacity of your nervous system to sit in that void. And it was like, oh, okay, I can feel something. And that is your intuition.
Right.
It's like, okay, should I? And now I can almost, without sounding too crazy.
No.
Question my intuition. Is this my voice? And I will hear it go, no, or yes. And the quickest answer will be, that's your intuition. That's your voice. That's not your voice. Does that make sense?
Say that again.
So if I can sit there, okay, I'm feeling like I'm not enough, that not enoughness wound.
Yeah.
Or
I see
let's use the social media, for example, about fear of being seen.
Yeah.
Is that my voice?
Okay.
And it's like, if you hear no straight away, that's not your voice. That's your intuition, because your intuition gives you the answer the quickest.
Oh my gosh.
So the first thing you hear is your intuition. But a lot of the time we go against that intuition because we want it to be the opposite. So if we want...
that makes sense.
Yeah. So for example, say we're for a job, so for me, so business, like, is stepping into this business the right thing to do? And I got an instant, yes, this is the right thing to do. This is you. But there was that part of me that was like, but is it? What about money? What about doing the social media stuff? Oh yeah. And I'd made up this whole thing that it was a no. So I was like, I'll just keep working and earn money because that's safe. But I will just do this business as well.
Yeah.
And now I've sat with that and I'm like, no, it was always a yes.
Okay.
And now I'm stepping into that.
How would you teach somebody listening how to stretch, like you mentioned, stretching the nervous system, like intuition, that void? If it's so alien to you, and you've never done that before, and people sort of like think that what we're talking about is a bit wooey or whatever, which it's not. But that's their take. It's fine. I don't judge anybody. But how do you teach somebody that's never done it to be able to just have 1 minute a day?
Yeah.
To sit in the void.
And that is exactly it. I can't make people do it.
No.
And that I work with clients and I give them that choice to do it. And I would say, I invite you to, I would really like you to, because I know the difference this can make. I can't make them. That's their choice. But I do know with some clients I work with, when they do the work, they're like, thank you for that. And it is just 1 minute a day.
Yeah.
And then you have to, so when you're stretching the nervous system, you have to do it at the nervous system's pace.
Okay.
Because if I said, right, I want you to sit for an hour, everything's going to go, I can't do that, it's too much. So it is just slow, small steps. And you're stretching that. It's like an elastic band. We're just going to pull it a little bit. And, I can hold more. So once we stretch that nervous system to be able to do that, we can hold more. Because life, it goes up, it goes down, and things happen.
Yeah.
And rather than sitting in when it's down, sitting there for days, it's like, okay, this feels really uncomfortable, but my nervous system is stretched enough to be able to hold this.
Okay, get that. And then it's okay. It feels more settled.
It feels more, so I won't stay there for days.
Got you.
For example, it would be like, okay, I give myself 24 hours to feel this. And generally it's like, feel it, process it, done with it.
Got you.
Like completing that cycle really, rather than push it down, push it away. Because I know in 6 months it's going to come back again.
Yeah.
It's just like, okay, that's fine. So sort of what I do with clients and like what I've done myself is like the stretching that nervous system so that when life does life, because it does, you can hold that.
Wow.
Rather than spiraling into this, it's a really big problem. Now, don't get me wrong, I do still have those moments. I am human.
Yeah.
But it is much less now than it would have been. Before I would have heard something or I don't know, a message would come up and I'd be like, I'm really uncomfortable with this. And it would take me days and I would sit in that fight or flight. And then I probably went into freeze and would shut down for days. And now it's like, okay, we've got this now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for anybody listening that's like this is resonating because they're trying to make sense of it. And when they go, oh guys, I'm having a shit day, I just need a minute. I don't want to do the self-help books. There's so much out there online, right? Which is like, you need to meditate, take this and take this vitamin and do that. That's overwhelming.
Yeah.
In itself. And all of a sudden hearing the word nervous system, it's like, what?
Yeah.
This is just a coping mechanism. This is just allowing you to just cope with life.
Yeah. And that, I think that's the key. It's just about, but we don't want to be just coping because that's survival.
Got you.
And we have to live. We all go through stages in our lives where we're in survival because life happens. But we also want to be able to feel the opposite of that. And we want to feel like we're thriving and actually living a life with purpose. Like I love life, like grabbing life by both hands and like, yes.
Yeah.
So yes, it is a coping mechanism. Yeah. And I do believe, and people will say, I don't have enough time for that.
Yes.
But I do believe everyone can find 1 minute a day.
Agree.
To be able to do that.
Agree.
I mean, 5 minutes if you can. And then just stretching that over time. Because then when you're stretching it and holding it, you can build on that. And then, sitting for an hour and just appreciating the coffee and the birds. And I know that all sounds a bit woo.
No, but I agree with you. I think we are, it's driven, we're taught to be so time poor.
Yeah.
That I think we actually believe our own time poor bullshit.
Yeah.
We are, of course we're all time poor.
Yeah.
We are.
Yeah.
Because it's not infinite. We're only here for a certain length of time.
Yeah.
But every day, every 24 hours is a choice.
Yeah.
And if you just in the morning, even if you have a second, even if you have, even if you take it in those, if it feels too big, you could take it in like, as you're going downstairs, you just, as you are doing the coffee, which you've got time for.
Yeah.
If you somebody you don't have time, that's fine. And you're saying that, but I think it's that movement that is all right.
Yeah. And I think once we do that, actually what it's doing is this, and this is science backed, is you're actually sending a message to your nervous system, which is the whole body, is the nervous system.
Yeah, of course it is.
It is safe to slow down. It actually is safe to give yourself time and look after you. Because when you look after you, the ripple effect of that is so much bigger than the do, which I get. We do have to do things. We have to be the places on time and we have to work and all of the things. But okay, now let me give that 5 minutes back to myself.
Okay. And does that help particularly with somebody that's going through trauma? But where does it work best? Where do you see the best results?
So I think it's really important that so I don't work on the trauma. I work with the trauma.
Okay.
So that's the difference between that. So we work with it. Okay, why is that showing up? And we generally can link it back to a childhood experience.
Got you.
Which then once they can make sense, they're like, oh, and that awareness is like, oh, okay. That, because it makes sense, their nervous system's already like, okay, actually, do you know what? Because that makes sense, I now can give myself that little bit of time.
Got you.
Because I know, because it makes sense, that's already made me feel better.
Got you. So if we kind of extrapolate out from that, some of the reactions that you might have, some of the feelings that you have day to day, some of the way that you react to others, some of the lack of self-awareness that you might have, when you link it back to the core wound or what happened maybe, and maybe there was nothing that happened. It doesn't have to be like, oh my God, this happened to me as a child and I was, it might not be that.
Yeah.
When you were able to identify that though, that's when life gets a little bit easier, right?
Yeah. I think
because you are learning to like understand how you react to
things.
I
believe so. And I also, when I went to start this therapy myself in 2024, I was like, well, I haven't got trauma. Like, why am I even doing this? Like, it's not trauma because I wasn't, abused or any of the big things. Yeah. And I remember I sat there and I was like, I don't really know why I'm here, but this has happened and I really know there's something more for me and I really want to heal myself. And I've got 2 children who I don't want them growing up being like, oh, my mum was like just about survived. And she was like, you have suffered a hell of a lot of trauma. And I was like, have I? And then we broke it down and worked through it. And from that point is when things started to make sense.
Right.
It was like, okay, yeah. So when I am anxious and I really deeply feel that when I have gone through depression, it's because actually at a teenager I shut down. And then that played out in lots of different parts of my life throughout before I can make sense of it.
Wowza. I thought interesting when I saw a therapist, she did this emotional wheel thing and it was like it was the emotion linked to the behaviour.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
Yeah.
So I didn't realise that when obviously my nursing background gave me that.
Yeah.
I had a degree of awareness because I did some work with CAMS, so I was aware of young children and their sort of mental health states and how that would manifest. But as an adult, I was never really responsible for me. I was like, I fix other people.
Yeah. I'm fine.
I'm fine. Yeah. So, doing this and seeing a therapist and like linking like tiredness. So like Ollie has got ADHD and autism. He's spoken on this, my eldest.
Yeah.
Tiredness and depression.
Yeah.
Depression can show up as being tired.
Yeah.
Listless.
Yeah.
Angry.
Yeah.
We might not link that.
No.
I'm like, I'm angry because I'm angry. That's nothing to do with my depression. You don't know that.
Yeah.
Certainly don't link the two. And I think that's really interesting where trauma shows up.
Yeah. And
in all of these different, like anxious is what, withdrawn. What?
And sometimes, they don't always, it's not always a link. We can show up angry for something that we deeply care about.
Yes.
Like, it's okay to feel angry.
Yeah.
Because that's also a healthy emotion.
That's it.
That it's not an emotion we want to shut down.
Yeah.
And that's the key thing that with when I do the children work, actually, let's show that emotion. Let's be angry.
Yeah.
But what we're not going to do is we're not going to let you hurt other people.
Yes.
Or break things. How can we do that safely?
Got you.
So the anger part that sometimes shows up as an adult is a child who was never allowed to feel that anger.
Got you.
So it's suppressed. By the time they then become an adult, it's got to go somewhere.
Yeah.
So it may not even come out in anger that you're this angry adult.
Yeah.
It could come out in illness in your body.
Yeah.
Because it has to go somewhere. So it could be that, issues with your tummy or chest pains or anything like that, really. Fibromyalgia, huge.
That was literally, I was thinking that when you said it.
And I'm not saying that that's always, fibromyalgia is always because you had trauma. I'm not saying that at all. But it's about being curious to that. Okay, what happened? What went on?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Is there a way that we can...
I agree with that.
Can we undo that?
Such a myriad of symptoms that are very difficult to diagnose.
Yeah.
With pain showing up or, these different ailments without any definitive diagnosis.
Yeah.
I agree. It will come out.
Yeah. And
I agree.
I know there's a child who is suffering seizures, like multiple seizures a day.
Wow.
It's not medically, there's nothing wrong with her. She's not epileptic. What is this? We'll give her this pill. We'll give her this tablet. It's not resolving it because actually it's trauma.
Wow.
And
that is unbelievable, isn't it?
Yeah.
If there's anything to prove to anybody that this exists and it will come out, that is the epitome of that.
Because it has to come out.
Of course
it has to come out somewhere. And I think that's the piece that gets forgotten sometimes. It's either medical or not. And actually the two don't always marry sometimes. It's like, okay, I'm a bit curious what went on. Like, tell me a story.
Yeah.
And then you can start to pull it out.
That is unbelievable. For anybody that thinks this is wooey or bollocks or whatever, not understanding that side, I think we have to be really curious about it.
And that is it. Just be curious.
Yeah.
Whether you're woo or not, or whether you're scientific, think, that's a load of rubbish.
Absolutely.
I always knew that the trauma and the body and things, I always knew, even though I didn't understand that there was a link. I didn't know the link, but I always knew. With the woo side of stuff, I honestly, hand on my heart, used to be like, that is a load of crap.
So did I.
Like, what is that? Like, what? The moon doesn't? Doesn't at all.
What? Yeah.
And then it's only when I start to really dig deep in myself and like, of course it makes sense.
Yeah, well, it's like it doesn't, how can it not?
Yeah. It's like,
but there's nothing to make sense of because it is just one. It is just the way it is.
Yeah.
And that's the thing.
And that's coming back to owning who you are. Because now I'm like, I own that part of me now.
Yeah.
I am woo and I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Before I would shut it down and be like, no.
Yeah. But the thing is, though, that word frustrates me because we're still boxed. There's still a box of people that have got this belief.
Yeah.
It is. There is no belief. We've gotten a self-awareness and a greater self-awareness, which is something that we can't deny.
Yeah.
And so I find it quite strange that people go, ooh, she's a bit like,
she's a bit crazy. Yeah. It's like, okay. But I think sometimes that comes from a genuine place of, you only know what you know.
Absolutely.
And also.
Absolutely.
And I noticed this in myself when I was a bit like, what a load of crap.
Yeah.
It's because at that point when I thought that, there was no way I could go in.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm just I'm fine.
Yeah.
As soon as I did do the going in, it's like, it makes sense.
I think what's harder as well is when you've been brought up a certain way in a very traditional family or, a belief system that is, either maybe Christian, non-Christian. My dad was very, very scientific, evidence-based, fact-based. There was no flexibility of thought.
Yeah.
And when you feel different, you become like the black sheep of the family or somebody that just you can never settle because there is something different.
Yeah. And that it is that unsettling, isn't it? Because you're like, I know there's something.
And then you get to an adult and you go, oh my God, I've got freedom of thought.
Yeah.
Wow. The world's a big place. Like this is okay. This is who I am.
Yeah.
And it's like the most profound moment.
It is. It really is. But it takes a while to get there.
Yeah.
Because it's like, wow, this is freedom, but I still don't feel safe to use my voice.
Absolutely.
Because I've been not even by people.
No.
But it's the society.
Yeah.
You can't do that. You have to sit still. At school, you have to sit still. You have to do the work. And you have
when
to
you let go.
Yeah. Yeah. And then when you finally
you let go.
okay, it is safe.
It's unbelievable.
To be who you are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you have to have people around you to allow you that safety, I think.
Yeah. It's that connection.
Yeah.
I think you definitely need to have some form of connection. And even, I know some people do struggle with connection. Even if that connection with yourself, that can be enough to go, okay, actually I've got this.
I've got this.
I know who I am, and that's okay. Because you will find your people.
So true. So the turning point for you obviously was what you mentioned it anyway, the separation, was a real catalyst for the shift, for the trauma, because you've talked a lot about that. And I find, I think because we are so connected, I write all my questions down and then we just answer them anyway. I don't even need to look at the thing. So we already talk about them. But instead of talking about that specifically, we'll go on to that in a moment. I feel like we're kind of like segueing through it in a really natural way, which is kind of you and I all over. But the part that I find quite powerful about the journey that you've been on, and about trying to understand yourself as a human, has given your kids more peace.
Yeah.
Have you noticed more peace in them because of you?
Yeah, I think I absolutely have. And I think the change for me was, yes, it was for me, but it was more, these two children deserve so much more.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to live in survival state. Mm-hmm. And I was living in survival. It literally was, I would get up, they would go to school, have their tea, we'd go to bed. And I was living there because it was like, I felt like the rug had been pulled from under my feet. And it was like, okay, I have to start my life again. And
unbelievable.
The children were I didn't want them to feel how I felt growing up with our children borrow our nervous systems. Yeah. So they know energetically, if I'm not okay, they know. I can say, I'm fine. And my eldest particularly is very, very in tune with that. He's very in tune with the world, and he'll go, I know you're not okay.
Wow.
And it's like, no, I'm not. But I do feel that I have taught him that. I've given him that and gone, actually, do you know what you were? No, you're right, I'm not. And allowed him to see that. But also what I'm hoping is I'm showing them actually, you can pick yourself up from that. Mm-hmm. And there's another way. Mm-hmm. So yeah, and the ripple effect of that, I do notice that school notice things as well, that, they are quite emotionally intelligent children. They can name their emotions and they can talk about them and we pick them apart and we do what we need to do with them. So yeah, I am, but they're children as well and they're still developing. So there's things that they don't quite grasp or understand, of course.
Which is normal.
Yeah.
But it's letting them grow up not in the world that we grew up in.
Yeah.
In a way.
Yeah, exactly. It is exactly that. And I know one of the really key things for me, because of that, I'm not good enough. Yeah. So it did come as, I'm not good enough mum. Yeah. Like I beat myself. I'm like, I'm not good enough. I can't give them enough. I'm just not enough. And it was the point where I realised, actually, you are going to get it wrong. Yeah. There are going to be times when you don't get it right. Yeah. When you're aware of that and you recognise and you then go back to your child and repair that. So like you repair the rupture. That is like more than anything. We were never taught how to do that. No. And it's still a new thing. It's still like, you hear like gentle parenting. Oh, what, so your child just gets away with anything? It's like, no. Quite the opposite, actually. We hold tight boundaries. Yeah. But what we do is I can own and say, I was wrong there and I'm sorry. Yeah. And that for me has helped that shift of, no, I am good enough. Yes. I am a good enough mum. I show up for those children so much. Yeah. And I do sometimes get it wrong. Yeah, and that's okay. Yeah. And that's the part which I used to struggle with. If I get it wrong, it means I'm not good enough. Absolutely. If I'm not perfect, that's hit that core wound again. It's like,
I think there's a generational shift that we have to move through, because as listening to you talk like that, I think listening to, my parents and the way that they parented me and my sister, was a generational, they were amazing parents. They were really open, really, I think they were really forward thinking. I think they were kind of trailblazers. But they had only got their version of events, their version of what a parent looks like as well. And that's normal. And that's the way that I think we've still got to free up that generational tie, the cords that were there, because it's something that is going to run all the way through until we have a major shift and we let go of some of the cords, I think. So I agree with you. And Sam and I were talking producer Sam. We're talking before about like, I was like, my God, there's not one day that goes by that I don't like beat myself up about being a parent and like, what haven't I done? And have they got this? And he was like, that's a good parent.
Yeah. The fact that you can question, am I good enough? Is a good parent. It's to get this that awareness. If you're questioning, you're already a good parent because you're like, whereas if you're not to shame anybody, if you're not questioning, absolutely, like I don't. But we all want the best for our children, but equally we only know what we know. And it's that when you want to be a cycle breaker and break that, it's really hard. And you do get pulled back down to that, I'll just do what my parents used to do. Because it is easier. Yeah. And okay, actually, do you know what? And you hear people, I turned out okay. It's like,
so true.
Yes, you did.
Yes. Yes, you say you did. No, it's so, I completely get that. What surprised you most about your healing journey? And it's still a work in progress for everybody, isn't it?
Yeah.
Everybody listening is just like, I want to be fixed today.
Yeah.
It doesn't work like that.
I don't think we're ever healed.
No.
Because you heal one layer and then you peel back another layer. But I think once you understand the core of who you are, the general healing is easier. Yeah. But you're never healed. No. And you're never fixed. And you hear people like, so when will I feel okay in 6 weeks? And you're like, well, I don't know. Yeah. I don't actually know. It's not an overnight thing. Yeah. And, I'd love to wave a magic wand and it is all fixed. But it's not even about fixing you. No. Because you're already fixed. Yes. It's just coming back to remembering who you actually are. Okay. Like at the core of who am I? Nothing needs fixing. No. Just needs to be awareness and slight changes. That's really reassuring because I think people beat themselves up to think that they are not. All the stuff that we read on Insta and stuff that tells us about being healed and meeting somebody when you're healed. Like, no, you don't meet anybody healed. You're still healing. Yeah. If you find the right person, they will heal along with you. And, they'll have their own things. And exactly. Yeah. Nothing always has to boil down to trauma or heal. I think it's great that we are living the versions of ourselves in that moment because it's constant like evolution. Yeah. And I think without it, you wouldn't be able to grow and develop and to change. You need that with that. Yeah. You do need that with that. And then I think that comes when I think about like my life story. Yeah. I needed that for this. Yes. Would I want to do it again? I mean, would I want to go through that again? Probably not. Probably not. Yeah, some of the things were really tough. And I was like, no, I wouldn't choose to go through that again. Yeah. But I had to go through that to be here. Yeah. And, I think that's sometimes a really hard concept for people to understand. Like everything happens for a reason. And I know people will say, well, no, because that happened, that's really not fair. And I completely agree with what they're saying. No, it's not fair. And, some things happen to people and I think that's really unfair. Yeah. But if we can really dig deep and go, but what can I take from that? Yeah. It's not about changing that because you can't change it. But okay, but what can I take from that? How can I make this better? How can I better myself, better the world, better my children, better whatever you feel that calling for? That may become the reason that happened. If that makes sense. Or go home. Go deep or go home. Exactly.
This is the mantra.
This is the mantra, but I can't say it too loud because people are like,
what? Yeah, hang on a minute. What kind of show is this? But no, I completely agree with you. And like I say, everything that you say resonates with me so genuinely, so deeply. So when you said that, I was like, I get it. Talking about parenting and a lot of what you do, because you've just done the webinar, haven't you? Mm-hmm. Which I vowed to listen to, watch, and I'm that like never get a minute watching it on catch up.
Yeah, I get that.
But I was a bit peed off with myself because there was the odd night that I thought, okay, tonight I'm going to do it tonight. But something would come up. Yeah. And but that's frustrating for me because if I'm committing to it, I want to watch it live. You get more out of it. Yeah. It's you. But why did I not in that moment feel that I could give myself that time and space? I was busy. It got to like 8:15 or whatever. And I was just so tired.
Yeah, and I get that and I hear that because actually life, it's life, isn't it? That does happen. I think it comes down to being open-minded as to why. Okay, why did I really not? Is there something in that may trigger something in me that I don't want to hear? Yeah. It may not be that. It may be that I genuinely am just busy. But we do hear that quite a lot. I'm just too busy. But it's that curiosity. Take it one layer down. Is it because I'm scared of what's going to be said in there that might make me feel not good enough?
Very true.
Or is it going to be something that if I hear that, that's going to make me feel bad about me? Because that's not, the reality is that there's no shame in any of this. Every part of us that shows up to protect us. So if that did come up, that's almost like a learning in itself.
Yeah.
But sometimes we can't access that. And I'm guilty of that sometimes. I'm like, today is just not my day to look at that.
Yeah.
I sign up to these things, like I'll be there on live. And for some reason that day, I'm like, I just can't do it because I know we'll probably be talking about things that might trigger me today.
Yeah. Yes.
And I know, and I'm like, I know I've put it off.
Yeah. Yeah, it's very true.
But actually on the flip side of that, that there's a teaching, there's a learning.
Yeah.
And that's where the growth is. And that's where okay, I can put this into action.
I thrive on that, but I'm kicking myself because when it comes in, I think I can't, one of the nights I'd like vowed, said I'm going to spend it with Ollie, or like I'd do this,
and if it is that actually this is my only night this week to spend with my children, that's a really valid reason. It's like, no, because that's important. Spending time, being present with your children or your partner or whatever.
Yeah.
That's valid. That, you don't always need a reason.
No.
And it's that connection to your intuition.
Yes.
Do I want to watch this tonight? Yes or no?
Yeah.
And if it's no, that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't take offense to that because I know that things happen. And,
No, I know. And you more than anybody would recognize that. But it's another whipping myself, over hot coals kind of thing.
Yeah, but that comes into the part of you that shows up, I haven't done that, which makes me feel bad about myself. But what is that really saying?
Yeah.
At the core, what is that? Because it's not really about watching the recording.
Yeah.
What is that actually? It's not about that at all.
It's
nothing about the recording.
It's so true.
It's what, because I feel that. What is it? What is it hitting that core wound of mine of, yeah, of course you didn't bother because you're not worthy enough to watch it because you've said about your worthiness. Do you know, it may not be that, but it's just
letting you down.
Yeah, but I don't feel let down.
Big part of that, I think, from what you're saying as well now. God, we're getting deep now. Okay, it's not about me.
But it comes back to that people-pleasing part though, doesn't it?
Possibly.
Because if people-pleasing has shown up throughout your life to protect you from that core wound, not showing up and doing it's making you feel bad about it. Whereas actually I'm like, I'm all right about it.
Yeah.
Because it's you that's feeling it. Yeah. And I'm like, I'm fine.
Yeah. It's not mine to carry.
Like pleasing other people. Yeah. Which is the part that shows up to protect you.
True. But it annoys me. It's annoying because you've got so much to say and everything you say is so valid. But I will choose in that moment to think, okay, I'm going to put Cole to bed. I'll come back and listen to it in a minute.
So maybe, I would just say, just be curious.
Yeah.
To yourself, okay, what is this really about?
Yeah, that is it really good.
Yeah, but you're not letting me down. No. I don't feel that at all.
Okay, maybe that is a me thing then. So now the work you do now then, supporting adults and children with a nervous system. Can we practice it?
Yeah.
You said before about the yes or no
with your intuition.
Yeah,
that's
on one side. Nervous system practice. If you were to just give anybody listening a 2-minute tip, a 1-minute tip, we said 1 minute a day.
Yeah.
What would you give them for free without coming to see you, but encouraging them to do your practices and actually see you or listen to you online or whatever?
So it comes out about the open-mindedness. So when you are triggered by something, because every single one of us are triggered by something, which is something that's in our body from the past. That's what a trigger is. So your it acts so quickly. Your nervous system acts like within a second. You feel it in your body first before your brain can make logic of it. So say something happened, you're like, you go to fight or flight, your heart races, you get sweaty palms, you feel sick. And then later on you're like, oh, why did I react like that?
Yes.
It's only then later your brain can logically make sense of that. But you might not know it's a trigger, but your body knows within a second because that's where it's stored.
Got you.
Because it's our nervous system because it's stored there. So and I know I've done this quite a few times, but the brain in the palm of the hand, which is Dan Segel, I think I'm saying his name right. where, this is the prefrontal, this is the front part of your brain.
Yeah.
As soon as we're triggered, we flip our lid. That's where that's saying, like, if you flip your lid,
Wow.
we've gone into the emotional part of our brain. So our body's gone within an instant second. And I know, because I felt this before, when I say bring it back to your body, do the breathing, that is the key. That is the key.
Okay.
Because your body is where it's held. And I've done lots of breath work, and I used to be the same. I'm like, breath work, like, what's the point? And we all know how to breathe. Like, what's the point in that? We do it every day. We don't even think about it.
Yes.
But, and I know I spoke about this International Women's Day with the asthma. And so I used to get asthma, and I used to have asthma attacks and chest infections and things. Now I very rarely get that, because I can notice it now in my body. Okay, I'm starting to feel a bit wheezy. My chest is tight. What am I feeling? I'm feeling overwhelmed. Generally, I'm overwhelmed. I'm anxious. I'm worrying about something. So I have to do my breath work. In that moment, I do the breath, and I do the in and exhale for longer, which is a really key thing. I know it sounds really like cliche, like breathe in, breathe out for longer.
What's that doing? What's the breathing out for longer giving us?
So you're breathing in, out for longer. You're actually sending a signal to your nervous system. It is safe to breathe. Like, it's safe to be alive. Mm-hmm. You don't need to be you're not fighting something. You're not running away from anything. And then I notice, I'm bringing it to me because I'm trying to teach you how the work that I do has to be in your body, because that's where we feel it first and that's where we hold it. My chest's like, okay, thank you. Thank you for breathing properly. And it goes, it's because I was overwhelmed, or it's because I was feeling anxious, or it's because I was worrying. And that's before my brain could make any sense of what was actually going on.
Wow. That is quite unbelievable. And
I think one of the other things that I love to do, and this is a really, really good one for, I like to do it, but it's a really good one for children. It's, okay, let's work with the senses. So, okay, deep breath in and then breathe out. What can you see? What can you touch? What can you hear? What can you taste? What can you feel? And that is sending a message to your nervous system, I am safe. So it brings you back. You can't not be brought back down from that.
Got you.
So you're up here, you'll breathe, do the senses. I'm here in the present moment and I am safe. And then you've brought it back to the body and the senses. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. When do you employ that with a child?
So, I mean, I practice this with my own children quite a lot. Not practice, it's just something I do with them. Yeah. You can't do it when they're up here.
No.
Heightened, you do need to wait for them to come back down. And when we as the parent are, so if we go back to the brain in the palm of the hand, if we are here and our child's here, nothing is getting resolved here. So as the adult, as the parent, it's so key for us to be as regulated as we can be so that we can meet them at here.
Okay.
And then because they'll feel our regulation, they will start to come back down because you feel it as a parent when they're here, and
you match them.
Yeah. So when they go, okay, that was really tough for you, wasn't it? Or that felt frustrating, you felt angry. Right, I'm just going to do something really fun. Right, close your eyes, do your breathing. Right, now when you open your eyes, tell me something you can see. Okay, now tell me something you can touch, and just make it a bit fun. And then they go, oh, okay, thank you. And you don't need to do any more than that, because generally children go, okay, fine, and they're off running again.
Yeah, absolutely.
And in that moment, you've just brought them back from up here to, oh, okay, I'm safe, I can play now. Not all the time, because it depends what it is. They may need a little bit more.
I think people will find this fascinating. Honestly.
Again, it's that thing though, isn't it? It's not, this one size doesn't fit all. Give it a try, see if it does, see if it doesn't. It may work straight away. Maybe you may have to do it a few times. You will get the sense of your own child. But I think the key to it is for you to be so as regulated as you can, but without shaming yourself when you lose it. Because it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And we can't say it's not, because it is.
Yeah.
And then that's when that rupture and repair. So if you are both up here and trying to, I hate you when I hate you, and okay, you both could then come back online for you to go over and say, I'm sorry that I reacted in that way. I didn't like how you spoke to me. I didn't like that you said, I hate you, because that didn't feel very nice, but I shouldn't have shouted at you. I'm sorry. Cuddle, connect. They're off playing the game before.
Yeah.
They're not thinking about it again. You're going,
yeah, it's so true.
And they're like, okay, let's
I
just start with it.
absolutely bloody love that. I think that's incredible.
Yeah.
Even though it's really simple and you sort of maybe do it at certain points, I think getting into a practice of doing it is really healthy.
And I think the practice of doing it, even for yourself, the practice of doing this before that moment.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of people, how do I bring myself back down in the moment? Because it's really hard.
Really tricky.
You practice it before it gets to that moment.
Yeah.
Then you go, I've got the tools. Sometimes you won't. You're like, I don't know. I've flipped my lid as well.
How do you do that?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Okay. That's really interesting. So given that you are human, you're normal, you do this anyway, and you do these practices, do you give yourself time, self-care for you in the moment, weekends, kids, like you've got a lot going on?
Yeah.
How do you self-care? Instead of doing on retreats or because that's like once, 3 times a year, whatever. How do you do that? So
I'm not perfect at it at all. And there would be days that I'm just like, life happens and you're just like, and I just go to bed and I'm exhausted. But I do, that's okay. I do try, and even if I really do practice what I preach with this, and because I've had to embody it, because if I'm not embodied, I can't help other people with that.
Got you.
Because I can only reach other people as far as I've got myself. So self-care sometimes doesn't always look like, let's have a hot bath with a candle. Yeah. It's like, what do I need? Right now, all I need, and it comes back to that, what do I need question. You'll know in your body, you'll know what you need. And it's not always the fancy things. It's like, do you know what? I just need a glass of water.
Yeah.
Right. And it sounds so simple,
no, I think
but it is
right.
that self-care. And I just need a drink, or I just want to sit for a minute. And sometimes that is self-care. When you're not feeling 100%, I think we're all so guilty of this. I'll be fine. I'll push. I've got to go to work. I get it. You do have to go to work. But what can you do after work so that you're not burning yourself out? So it's give yourself 10 minutes. And it's not always like, I listen to a meditation. Sometimes your body doesn't want a meditation.
Yes.
And it's great as it is. And you're just like, it doesn't need that today.
So true.
And I know it's good for you, and it is when you're feeling it. But I think that's the key. It's not you should or you have to.
Yeah, yeah.
I really try not to do that, because who am I to say you should?
Yeah.
Because I don't live in your body.
Yes,
I'm not you. So I invite you.
Got you.
Try it, or just ask yourself, what do I need right now?
Yeah, I really like that simplicity of it, because it kind of takes out any of the whole, I get frustrated when things don't happen. I'm really impatient. Yeah. I like perfection. Yeah. I know it doesn't exist. I'm getting better at it. When I listen to a meditation or whatever, and it says, take your breaths and await the answer, I'm like,
still waiting.
Come on, I've got to get up in a minute.
But that's the pressure sometimes, isn't it? Because you're like, but I need to find something.
Yes.
And then you feel the pressure. So I get that. I completely get that. And that's why sometimes it's not what we need.
Yes.
It's about really listening to yourself. What do I need? Not I should be, because that's another pressure.
What a takeaway. In terms of reflecting on your life now, and you said you were going to keep going.
Yeah.
What does your life look like in 5 years?
So this work that I do is, I have found my purpose. Like, I am so passionate about it, and I just know this is my thing. This year, my aim is to get into schools, do this in schools with children and parents. Like, I do love working with the parents, but I do love working with the children. Perhaps this is because of my own life experiences of how I felt when I was younger. Yeah. And who knows what could happen in 5 years? Yeah, but this is the business part of what I do is my future.
The world is your oyster.
Yeah.
I just want to thank you for being for allowing people to forgive themselves. We don't live in a world where that's easy.
No, it's not easy. And I know that. Like, I'm human. I'm not saying I'm, sat here going, I'm perfect and I've got it all. I haven't. But you have to forgive yourself and hold compassion for yourself. Like, when something shows up, so when anxiety shows up, it can be really debilitating. It's about, okay, this is showing up to protect me. Thank you. What can I do to take this from here? And it's about it's choice. We always have choices, I think. And you do hear a lot, well, I didn't have a choice. And I've said it myself.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't have a choice. I had to do it.
Yeah.
But that in itself is a choice. You could have done it the other way.
Yeah.
But you done it this way.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think forgiveness for yourself, owning your shame is a big one, because I think it's really hard to forgive yourself if you don't own any shame that you feel.
Okay.
For the past, that we've all done things. We've all said things. We've all something that we're like, oh, I don't want anyone to know that. Nobody has to know that.
Yes.
But when you can go, I own this actually about me.
Yeah.
And if it does get brought to attention, it's okay, I've owned it. And it almost takes it, it's like you're taking it out of your body.
Yeah.
Because you've owned it yourself.
That's fascinating.
So no one else, nobody can get that part of shame. They can't hurt you with that part. Yeah, I totally get you.
But I think that is what shame, that is the core of shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
Somebody's going to use this against me.
Yeah.
That's why I feel shameful about it, because when I admit it, it's not a behaviour that I condone, I like, I want, I need, I want to show anybody else.
Yeah.
But that shame can be weaponised.
Yeah.
And that's what feels more shameful.
Yeah. And I think once you own that, I used to feel really, really shameful about my mental health.
Yeah.
Like, okay, I was like, oh, I can't tell people, how I'm really feeling. It's a bit embarrassing. Yeah. And I've held shame, and that has been weaponised against me. So I've been told it's because of your mental health. And actually now I'm like, do you know? Yes, I had a reaction to something that happened. But doesn't make me a bad person. Yeah. It doesn't make me not able to live the life that I want to live. Yeah. It doesn't make me any of the things that were perceived that my mental health was doing. I took action on that and owned it. And now I'm like, I'll own it. I'll hold my hands up. So if somebody says that to me now, I'm like, you can't, I own that part of me. I own that part of the shame that I felt. You can't use that against me.
Yeah, that's something that I've learned.
Yeah.
And I completely embody it. I embrace it. I never want to shy away from it.
Yeah.
And for years, it's been a big part of like that the self-worth. It's all attached, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's like a bloody Venn diagram. It's all there's a web, and when you like pull it apart.
Yeah, they're all
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, that's because.
And I think that's the key to this, isn't it? It's right, so that can link to that, which makes sense to the present now.
Yeah.
But going forward, you can do it differently. Yeah. Yes, that is part of your story, but this over here, it's a different way.
Laura, isn't she exquisite? Don't you think she's just unbelievable? I swear to you, it's like I've got tunnel vision when I listen to you, look at you. I even feel like I'm channeling like I go into a different voice.
Thanks,
and a different.
Kel.
No, honestly, I don't have it. I don't know. It's really profound. I think you're really, really special.
Oh, thank you.
And I absolutely love everything you stand for, everything you believe, everything you've been through. I think you're going to do amazing, amazing things.
Thank you very much.
Any closing words before we look at like what people on Reddit are talking about around this particular topic?
I think the closing words were about own who you are. It is so safe to be who you are, and we're not fixing anything. You don't need to be fixed. You just need to come back to the remembering. And it doesn't matter what your quirks are, it doesn't matter who you are, what you believe in. That is you, and it's so safe to be you. And I think that's the biggest key thing for me after the retreat as well, and from doing this that I've done, is it is so safe to be who you are. Not everybody will like you. That is okay, which I've now learned, because I'm like, people pleaser me. Like, I need people to like me. But I don't like everybody, so why should everybody like me?
Yeah.
Like, why should they?
Yeah.
They don't have to. And that's okay.
So
and when we get to that, like, because it's safe, and I'm safe and who I am.
Yeah.
And I believe majority of who I am now. I do have moments, but that's my biggest takeaway, that you are so safe in who you are. Wow. And just bringing it back to remembering who you are. And sometimes that needs stripping back, doesn't it? Like, well, who am I? Sit with that. Be curious. Who actually am I? Wow. Underneath everything else. Yeah.
Again, I'm like, a baby listening to your voice. You're like very hypnotic. So a few things that people have said are, why do I always feel like I'm not enough no matter what I do? Can trauma be healed, or can you live with it? It's exactly as you said. How do I stop passing anxiety onto my children? That's really, you must hear that a lot.
Yeah.
You know it, you feel like it. most parents feel like it when they give a shit, they feel like it daily. There's something, you try not to. I know Sam's got wants to set a business up about meditation and stuff for kids, don't you? And your books and things like that. So, we're all very aware and very conscious about this and about what we pass down, what we do.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the things that you've just said, which is one of the questions, was what does it feel like to finally feel safe in yourself? And that is unbelievable because you've just said it. And there's been so much synchronicity with coming here today. What we've said, you've said things that were on my mind.
Yeah.
We are so
in tune.
So in tune. Those invisible chords are absolutely with us.
Yeah.
So I just want to say thank you so much for being amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for inviting me. It's been amazing.
I feel like we could do a part 2. You've been brave, you've been honest, you've been real. Thank you. Laura, everybody.
Thank you.
Amazing. That's it for today's Barefaced Chat. Thank you so much for listening. If you've loved this conversation, make sure you follow, rate, and share. It really helps more people find us and join the conversation. I'll be back next week with another honest, unfiltered chat. Because skin isn't just skin. It's your story, and I'm here for it.